The question of the day is, are you a keeper of the green? Well, here is something that will help you quell some of those desires of curiosity. Here we are in spring, and you can see I'm kind of wearing a jacket. It's really cool outside. But I wanted to share a new tool with you that I think you would really, really love. If you're a keeper of the green, if you're a plant enthusiast, if you're someone who absolutely loves nature and the plants out there, and you want to know what is healing, what is good for you, what it looks like, how to ID it, and what it can be used for, I have you the perfect answer. I'm going to put an affiliate link down below in the comment box or in the description or somewhere on this screen. So this is 50 plants that heal. It is a deck of cards. You can see that they're about 4 by 6. And each one of these, it even has a booklet in here. It kind of tells you how to use the guide. But I'm going to show off this to you. So we have a nice little box, got a filler in here. And this is 50 plants that heal. And in this deck of cards that are 4 by 6, you're going to receive a booklet. And in this booklet, it's going to actually give some reference and instructions, even the credits about this book, how these cards were put together, their illustration, healing properties of the plants, and a lot of good information. So they'll be in the top of the box. Then you have these beautiful semi-gloss matted sheen cards, and they are nicely put together, and they are in alphabetical order, but you'll get them mixed up and move them around. That's okay. We all know A through Z, right? You remember the song A, B, C, D. There you go. Just sing the song. Now, what's really neat about this is you're going to get a botanical breakdown colored illustration of it, and it's going to show you all the parts of the plant. And then on the back, that card is going to tell you that that is the illustration, biological illustration for almond. And on there, as you can see, and I hope that I can get this flipped around so you won't have this mirrored, you'll have the right reflection. But it's going to give you the botanical name of the plant, which is going to be up at the very top. And it's going to give you the active elements in it. You know, we talk about plant constitutions. And it's also going to tell you a description of it, how it generally grows. If it's a shrub, a branch, bush, a plant, so you'll know what it is. It's going to give you the benefits. It's going to give you the methods. And when I say methods, it's going to tell you internal and external. So this is going to give you 50 of some of the common and uncommon ones. And see, like that one right there is arnica. And then they're just beautiful illustrated pictures. Now, if you were to see that out in the wild, based on the illustration, you would think that was a dandelion. But that just tells you how our plant kingdom are closely related. So we all have relatives, and plants are directly related to one or another. You got grandmothers, grandfathers, cousins, sisters, mothers, fathers in the plant kingdom, just like we do as people. And what's really, really wonderful is you will be able to learn about plants. Now, give you an example. This is bilberry. What does that look like? It looks like blueberry, doesn't it? And so you're going to see. And this is a good way for you to break yourself in and begin learning about the curiosities in your plant kingdom and become an amateur herbalist or plant enthusiast and learn about medicinal properties of plants. There's a quick reference. And what's really neat about these is you will not grow tired of their appearance. You will always look at them as though they're brand new over and over again, and you'll pick them up. And what's really wonderful about this is if you are young or you have a youth in your family, this is a nice gift to buy them for their birthday, Christmas, or just because. And as they're little and curious, you can go on little nature hunts and go sightseeing and take your own little adventure with you right in your pocket and try and find them and kind of make it like a little mystery hunt and go out and seek and search. And it's a lot of fun. And these are really good if you have a friend and you take evening walks and you're cruising about the neighborhood per se and just kind of seeing what's going on. And you might just find these in your backyard or maybe, at a friend's house or a neighbor and throughout the neighborhood, perhaps a park that you frequent. It'd be really, really nice to take these along with you and see what you can find. And as you do that, the more you look at them, it's just like creating a good habit. You learn about these plants. You learn where they come from, what they look like, and begin IDing them. And you can really easily just enjoy the beautiful pictures of them. And it's just so much like biology page books or an encyclopedia. And these are truly been hand drawn and painted. The artists and so forth are on there, but they're true to form as though you were looking at these plants and their constitutes and the illustrated drawings all the way back from, hundreds of years ago. And then that way you see them in their true ancestral form. So there is a total of 50. As you see, I still have plenty to go. And I assure you this will be very nice reading, leisure reading. And what's unique, I've been a practicing herbalist and apothecary for, technically as far as practicing apothecary, actually making medicines from plants, for over 20 years. But I came into it when I grew up. I was raised on a farm. So I was born in the South. I'm in North Carolina. And I grew up learning about these plants from my grandmother and my great-grandmother and, of course, my mom. And so we were curing our ailments and all of our sicknesses and making ourselves well because we're very self-reliant, self-sufficient, and we still use the old-timey ways, which is what I share with you on my channels as well as my podcast, the blogs and all the information. So you're constantly studying and gaining knowledge, and you got to be your own best teacher by being a student of knowledge, and you continue seeking as much as you can about the world and what's in it and the plants. And when you are naturally a keeper of the green, maybe when you were small, you always were climbing a tree, you were always out in the areas and the brushes and curious and drawn to the plants. You always acknowledged when somebody was telling you something, you were learning about it. When you gathered in the garden, it was just natural for you to bite into one of those vegetables or one of the fruits. It just came naturally because that's the way you're designed. That's what you're supposed to do. You're a keeper of the green. And when you see something that is this attractive, you're drawn to it and you're curious about it. And if you always find yourself going to the gardening department, or you ever noticed that you go in someone's house and it has plants and you just naturally are drawn to them. And even the garden center, when all the plants come out, you ride along the roadside and you see someone's produce stand or their little pop-up market or maybe the farmer's market. Everyone is drawn to them. But a true keeper of the green, that curiosity is never quelled, and it is only soothed whenever they are seeing something that keeps them entertained, and they've opened up to that magical world of the plants, and they know the language. They can hear it talking to them and pulling at their heartstrings, absorbing their mind and keeping them calm and soothed. Even the most hyper child loves outside, and they are always drawn to all the insects and all the curious things out there. And as I share the view for those of you who are watching the podcast, these beautiful cards that are beautifully illustrated and have all the detail on the back. And you can see why these cards are such a handy tool. And once you have something like that, you'll constantly refer to it. And you'll be able to go straight to it and ID. And now imagine, if you know 50 plants, then you have gained an IQ of plant knowledge of 99% more than anybody else. So that means you'd be that one little percent out of billions of people who know 50 plants that you can make into medicine and use every day and benefit from, and be able to identify them and know their name. And if you wanted to, you could learn how to say their botanical name, what they're known by in the scientific biology, how they're ID'd. So it would be really, really neat for you to have these cards on hand. Now, of course, I purchased them naturally being a keeper of the green and absolutely loving being an herbalist and being able to bridge that channel between the person and the plant, or the person and the remedy, and offer something that can help quell whatever their complaint is. And I have been doing this for many, many years. You just don't grow tired of it, and you're just drawn to it. Most anybody would love to have these reference cards, and they would just look wonderful lying around on a table by your chair, and mix them up and try to guess which is what and test each other. It'd be such a fun game to enjoy. So I want you to check out these cards. I'm going to show you all the information again. And once again, you're going to get this booklet, 50 Plants That Heal. That's what's significant right there. The box looks just like the pamphlet, and it holds all of them very nicely. They do put a band on them to keep them from jarring around inside the box. And for those of you who are listening on the podcast, the name of it is 50 Plants That Heal, Discover Medicinal Plants, a card deck. And they will be linked in the comment box. The photos are stated here. The text is stated here. And I'm going to also show you the back of this box. There's just as much information on the back of this box as there is on the sides and the cards. And these are just wonderful. I was so excited when I received them. I was actually very impressed. I wasn't even anticipating them to be as gorgeous as they are, and to be so accurate and so full of information. And I don't know about you, but please leave me a comment and let me know, is this something that works best for you? I love illustrations, and all these painted illustrations that are drawn and painted to the right like color of the plant that they're talking about is so accurate. It's spot on. If you were to take that outside, they are designed for that, and that's why they have this matte finish, so there's no glare. So if you're outside in the bright sun and you have this card in your hand, it's not going to be reflective and glaring. As you can see, even in here when I'm rocking it back and forth, there's just a little bit of a sheen, but you don't get that reflectiveness, and that way you can still read the card and be able to identify what it is you're looking at and see it really, really well. So they're designed to be a field guide and to take you on your adventure, and to be used whether you're inside or out. As you see, they've even got the colors of the illustration as well as the font and the writing, the print that's being used, so that you can read it and your eyes will easily adjust to it no matter what the lighting. So once again, I will put that link for you to purchase your own deck of cards, if you are an amateur herbalist, if you are a keeper of the green, if you're just a curious individual who absolutely loves plants, whether you're able to grow them or just look at beautiful illustrations and learn and read about them, you will enjoy having your own little deck of cards as your guide of the 50 plants that heal. And I could not recommend a better deck. I've seen different ones, but the size of these is the size of a cell phone, the larger cell phone, and they are just wonderfully made, and they do have a large variety. Remember what I said, if you learn these 50 cards, 50 plants that heal, you will be in the 1 percentile of the entire world that actually knows 50 plants. And that's amazing. If you know this much information and this much knowledge about 50 plants, you are ahead of the game. You're much more ahead of the game than most of the population that dwell on Earth. And how unique is that? You kind of be in your own little secret membership club. That's pretty cool. But I am employing you to invite others to be a part of your plant learning club. Nominate them and make them a bona fide member to join in with you. Give them as a gift, or take them on the adventure with you. Show them what you have learned and what you know about these cards. And if you happen to be someone who is in school and you need to write a report or an essay, you've got plenty of material right there to get you started. You can make 50 different reports and 50 reports of each one of these plants of itself, just by itself, and what you learn about it. So just imagine how wonderful that would be. How much fun would that be? I mean, if you're into this and you enjoy these, and they're just beautiful to look at. Remember, even someone who's not able to go out and seek an adventure can still enjoy these cards and still be able to learn about plants and grow in your mind, because you're never supposed to stop growing, which means always grow in knowledge, always improve your self-being and self-improvement by learning something all the time. And this is really a very clever way. And they worked, the individuals that put these cards together worked really, really hard. And I will put the author, all the information you need about these. And when they come just like this, in the box, ready to go, ready for you to use and start applying them and looking at them and enjoying them. And like I said, make a game of it. If you buy this for someone who is young or even someone who's our age, you can take this and test each other and say, can you guess what card this is? Which plant is this? And can you tell me something significant about it? You could really, truly make a lot of games out of this. And that helps you to retain the information, enjoy it, and learn it. So anyone who's a keeper of the green, anyone who's curious about plants, anyone who enjoys the adventures of the great outdoors and what Mother Earth has for us will enjoy the 50 plants that heal and will get great use out of them, even if it's just to sit upon your table and look at, because they'll keep the gloom away. They'll keep you happy and excited about every single day that you get to enjoy them. And that's really good information and knowledge you can enjoy for yourself and anyone who comes over. This will be a great conversation piece, and it's really going to be something someone's going to want to touch, hold, look at, and fondle and go through and read and find out more information. So thank you for listening to the podcast and or watching the video. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up, give me a like. Lets me know that you enjoyed it. So remember what I always say, chase the moon, have the spirit of a dandelion. Until the next time, this is Elizabeth, over and out. Bye for now.